Now loading podcast, period.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podcast Period, the internet's stupidest podcast. I don't know why I paused there. My name is Ben, and with me today, as always, is my co-host David.
It wouldn't be Podcast Period if we didn't screw something up along the way, right?
I mean, I don't think I've screwed up the intro ever.
Oh.
So, any oddities that have happened with the intro before have been intentional. This was just like, this was a brain fart. That was bad. I think I'm getting dementia.
All you had to do was say it was intentional.
I mean, I could have said that, but well, didn't really think about it until now. So here we are. Okay, so as per usual, we have some articles that David and I have procured from all corners of the internet, aka mostly tech websites, because that's what we're into. So yeah, first up is the Xbox Series S console leak, which was confirmed because of some leaked controller packaging. So apparently the specs for this second console have been known for a while now because of the Xbox Series X dev kit, which is codenamed Dante. It has a special Lockhart mode that limits the performance to the profile that Microsoft is trying to hit with this lesser console, if you will. The console is expected to have 7.5 gigabytes of usable RAM, around 4 teraflops of GPU performance, and it's supposed to ship with the same CPU found on the Series X. So all in all, not a terrible console by any means. Probably about the same as the
One X?
Xbox One. Yeah, well, yeah, probably the One X. Pretty close to that. Yeah, I'm interested to see exactly how this performs comparatively to the Series X and what the price point is going to be. Not that, not that I'm still planning on buying one. I'm still probably going to eventually buy a PS5, but still interesting to see that they're sticking with this two-console situation that they've got going on, whereas as far as we know anyway, Sony is only offering one. So we will see how everything performs when it finally comes out.
I don't know. It's one of those things that they're doing it by limiting performance on what they expect the Series X to do. So is it going to be just something that they artificially limit, or is there like binned silicon going into it that, let's say it couldn't muster Series X specs, so then they just downclock it or whatever they need to do to get their Series S? Or did they intentionally
it's the same
CPU?
It's the same CPU as far as the CPU goes. So, yeah. I mean, it's possible that it's just a cut down GPU, because I don't know what the specs are as far as the Series X GPU are.
Yeah, gotcha.
So, let me look that up real quick. Ugh. Teraflops Series X. Let's see. What does it say? Oh, it's 12 teraflops. Interesting.
Oh, so we're going
So this is like a third.
Yeah. Holy cow. Huh. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think that's a binning thing. This is definitely more of a cut down GPU sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it makes sense this is have they said how much the Series X is going to be yet?
I have not seen anything about official pricing from either company about next-gen consoles, so it wouldn't be surprising if it wasn't. And I'm going to place my hedges now. I think both of them are going to be at the $500 to $600 mark.
Yeah,
the Series X and PS5, that is.
Let's say that the Series X is $599 or $499. I would say this is probably a good, I don't know, $150 off.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So, I mean, for people who don't want the full fat thing, which, I don't know, just depends on what exactly, what benefits it actually offers. I don't know. Could be a good option for people.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. All right, you want to move on to one of the sadder news of the show?
Yeah. So, and we've gushed about it before, and I was really excited to see what this could be, but well, we'll see how it turns out. For those of you who listened to our Avatar: The Last Airbender episode, you know that Ben and I kind of crushed hard on this. I mean, we were super excited that it came back out on Netflix, binged almost the entire thing while I was down there. I think he was like halfway through season 1 by the time I had gotten there, but I had already watched the entire series before I even got down there. So It was nice and refreshing and totally loved it. And I don't think Ben knew that this was happening, but by the time I had gotten down there, I had already known that they were going to make a Netflix show, a live action. They haven't really specifically said what it was going to be. I don't know if it's still supposed to be a retelling of the story, if it's a different story, but they were working with the original show runners, Michael DiMartino and Bryan Konietzko, I think is how it's pronounced. It's something weird. And that Netflix was going to partner with them on that and hopefully get us something soon. It was announced in 2018 that they were working on this. And unfortunately, over the last week, I think it was Wednesday, the news broke. A lot of people had been asking about updates about the show, and Michael DiMartino wrote in an open letter, "I can finally tell you that I am no longer involved with the project. In June of this year, after 2 years of development work, Bryan and I made the difficult decision to leave the production." And he also goes on to say that Netflix said it was committed to honoring our vision for this retelling and to support us on creating the series. And we expressed how excited we were for the opportunity to be at the helm. Unfortunately, things did not go as we'd hoped. And also went on to say that Netflix's live adaptation has the potential to be good. It might be a show that many of you end up enjoying, but what I can be certain about is that whatever version ends up on screen, it will not be what Bryan and I had envisioned or intended to make. So it sounds like things went south and that somebody wasn't playing ball. I don't know if it was Netflix or if Michael and Bryan, maybe they're difficult to work with. I have no idea. We're not going to get into that.
It seems more like it's Netflix's.
It seems like it to me too.
Yeah.
So there went the hopes and dreams of everybody to have a live action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender that doesn't royally suck. Unlike that god-awful movie who not need be mentioned by name.
Which we also talked about on our Avatar episode,
Exactly.
if you haven't listened to that.
So, a lot of people are now calling for a boycott on this. I don't think anything can be done at this point. If this was back in June when the decision was made,
Yeah.
it's pretty far past that point now. I don't think it'll mean anything different. If they felt like they had to leave, then something was wrong. And
We'll just have to see how everything turns out. Like they said, it has the potential to be good still.
Yep.
Whether or not it ends up being their vision is a different story, but I mean, as long as people are happy with the show, I think that's really all that matters at this point. It sucks that they're not involved.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, as long as it's a good show, I mean, it really doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to me either. I don't care who's making it as long as it's a good adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
If it sucks, I'm going to let you know. If it's good, I don't care who did it.
Exactly.
All right, my friend.
Okay, so we've got more Xbox news. So Microsoft has just announced that the Series X is going to be launching this November. In their announcement, they mentioned that more than 50 new games are planned for this year across generations and optimized for Series X, including Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Dirt 5, Gears Tactics, Yakuza Like a Dragon, and Watch Dogs Legion. They also mentioned smart delivery, which means that you only have to pay for a game once, and you can play across any console version that you might end up having. They also mentioned new games developed for the Series X and the fact that it's launching with Xbox Game Pass, including exclusives like the Medium, Scorn, and Tetris Effect Connected. And they also announced more than 40 popular games newly optimized to take full advantage of the Xbox Series X, such as Destiny 2, Forza 4, Gears 5, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and Madden NFL 21. Now, you might have noticed that I didn't mention anything about Halo Infinite, which is on purpose because, unfortunately, Halo Infinite was delayed to 2021. Very, very sad, but as we talked about in our previous episode, we both thought that it could use some time in the incubator.
Yeah.
So this is, as much as it sucks, it's a good thing in the long run.
Yeah, me and him both agreed, and I'm sure many can agree with this. I'd rather it be delayed and be polished than to launch on time and end up being, frankly, unusable for the first 2 or 3 major bug patches that might take 2 weeks, a month, 2 months down the road.
Mm-hmm.
There's been plenty of times where I feel like we've played a game that definitely needed more time. I think Gears 5 would be the biggest one that we've done.
Gears 5 we had more issues than I thought, than we realistically should have had when we played through it.
Mm-hmm.
Halo hasn't been too bad. There's been disconnects with some of the games. Halo 2 was pretty much perfect as far as that goes. Halo 3 was not that great.
No.
I think Halo 1 was pretty good too. And Halo Reach was about... Halo Reach was about the same as Halo 3, I think. But for the most part, it's getting better. And it's probably because we play these games so close to release that, there's bound to be some bugs. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way that things work nowadays. So... I'm gonna go ahead and read the announcement, and then we can move on to our next topic here. So this is from the official Halo Twitter account. Today I want to share an important Halo Infinite development update with the community. We've made a difficult decision to shift our release to 2021 to ensure the team has adequate time to deliver a Halo game experience that meets our vision. The decision to shift our release is the result of multiple factors that have contributed to development challenges, including the ongoing COVID-related impacts affecting us all this year. I want to acknowledge the hard work from our team at 343 Industries, who have remained committed to making a great game and finding solutions to development challenges. However, it is not sustainable for the well-being of our team or the overall success of the game to ship it this holiday. We know this will be disappointing to many of you, and we all share that sentiment. The passion and support the community has shown over the years has been incredible and inspiring. We wanted nothing more than to play our game with the community this holiday. The extra time will let us finish the critical work necessary to deliver the most ambitious Halo game ever at the quality we know our fans expect. Thank you for your support and understanding. Chris Lee, Studio Head, Halo Infinite. So, yeah. Sucks, but like we said, it's unfortunately something that needed to happen.
Yeah, and if that trailer's anything to go by, then I don't want to say I saw the writing on the wall, but I see the necessity to this based on that trailer.
I mean, realistically, they don't have much to do except overhaul the graphics, but we don't know how long that's going to take, how deep-rooted these graphics issues might be.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they're taking the extra time to iron everything out than try to crunch everything into like 2 months or whatever it is.
Yep.
That we have left. So sucks, but shit happens.
2020 in a nutshell.
Exactly. No kidding.
Alrighty. So Microsoft's Android phone with 2 screens launches September 10th for a cool low price of $1,400.
Okay.
It better be, because if it's 2 screens, I want it to be 2 blessed phones, for crying out loud, for that price.
Good God.
So, they announced it Wednesday that it will launch on the 10th of September for $1,399 and $1,400. It is the Surface Duo, and it's Microsoft's 2-screen Android phone that will allow you to run 2 apps side by side in different screens that are split by a 360-degree hinge. So they've got a little bit of a rendition on the article of what it looks like, and I wholeheartedly disapprove based on what I see. Don't like it at all.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm all about it either.
Yeah. So it's a beast. It looks horrifyingly ugly with that hinge right in the middle. I mean, the thumb is covering the bottom portion, which I'm assuming is the same as the top portion, but if the hinge is just like it is on the top, on both sides, this thing's hideous. I don't understand why we're doing this. I didn't understand it with the stupid Samsung, what was it, the Galaxy Fold?
Yeah.
I guess I like the idea that they're going to allow you to do 2 separate apps at the same time. I mean, that's nice if you're, like, trying to pull up an article or something while you're on, like, FaceTime with somebody or whatever. Of course, I guess you can't do that with Android, but whatever. Point being, I could see a few usability things that are nice.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Is this what you want? Because it's not what I want.
I mean, I like the idea, but the execution leaves a little bit to be desired. I'm not... I mean, to be honest, I'm probably more of a fan of the design than you are. That's not to say that I think it's the greatest design in the world, but I don't think it's ugly or anything. The thing that I'm struggling to find nice looking is I mean, it is a mock-up, but their mock-up of the Android operating system that they've got on these pictures with the square icons and all the white backgrounds.
Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why I've stuck, and sometimes to a fault, so hard with Motorola, because they've done a really, really, really good job of delivering a clean, non-skinned version of Android. And to whatever that says to most people, I think it's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I love that Pixel does it that way, obviously, because it's a Google device.
Mm-hmm.
It's things like this, these icons, this skin overlay that they're doing, that wholeheartedly justifies that decision for me to stay with vanilla Android, because this, I'm with you, looks terrible. I don't like it.
Yeah. The square icons are most of what does it in for me. I mean, I don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with square icons in and of themselves, but I don't know. These just look ugly to me.
Yeah.
Especially with all the Microsoft apps and their white backgrounds. I don't know why they couldn't design nicer app icons. Like,
I don't know.
Maybe ones with transparent backgrounds or something.
Something, yeah.
Or at least a background that better matches the taskbar that they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. So it will be sold directly through Microsoft's website and Best Buy and AT&T for the $13.99, the $1,400 that we talked about. That is a 128 gigabyte model. They are going to offer a $1,500 model that is 256 gigabytes of storage instead. So $100 more and you double your storage. It's actually probably not a bad idea.
I mean, that's not an Apple tax. I'll say that.
Exactly, but $1,400.
I don't know.
Gosh.
I don't know who in the world is gonna need 256 gigs of storage though.
I don't understand.
I wish it was expandable, but I have 64 gigabytes of storage on my Pixel, and I don't think I've ever come close to filling it up.
Yeah. See, this is pretty sad. So I have a total of 128 gigs on my phone for the internal memory, and I've used just over 35.
I think I'm a little bit worse off than you. Let me check.
And then I've got almost 5 gigabytes on the expandable SD card, which is only 32 gigs in my case. So if it was on the phone, it'd be 40. 40 gigabytes is what I've got on my phone.
I've got 50 gigabytes used. A lot of that is music.
Yes. You would have a lot more than I would, too.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah. And there's a lot of crap on that I could easily get rid of. I don't woe for storage at all.
Yeah,
I haven't
had to worry about storage in a long time. Ever since I got this phone.
I know.
Like,
it's awesome.
there's a ton of apps that I could probably delete off of here, but I don't really need. I mean, I've got 14 gigabytes free. I could download like probably 2-3 movies on there and not even have to worry about it.
Yeah. So
anyway, all that to say, the Surface Duo is not a phone that I'm interested in buying. So especially not at $1,400. Ugly, disgusting. Goodbye.
I think this is the biggest letdown right here. It's going to have Qualcomm's 855, which there's a newer 865 out there.
865 Plus, I think.
Yeah, the Plus. So they're not even using the newest processor, and it's not even going to support 5G. This is a $1,400 phone, and you're not shipping it with
and there's
specs.
And there's no NFC.
Oh gosh. Oh. And no wireless charging. Yeah, good luck. that's all I've got to say about
no kidding.
that.
No kidding. Okay, so we've got some Twitch news, or some live streaming news, I should say. Shroud, which was part of Mixer when it shut down about a month ago. Well, I guess the end would have been the end of last month. So it's been about half a month or so, but he hasn't been streaming since they announced that they were going to shut down. So he's been gone for a good month and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, 2 days ago, he returned to Twitch. He put an announcement on his Twitter 3 days ago, which obviously blew up. So he turned up on Twitch 2 days ago, and his return was ridiculous. Over 500,000 people watched him live.
Before it even started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ugh.
And this is in contrast to Dr. Disrespect, who also recently came back from a month off, but he's not on Twitch. He got banned from Twitch. It's a whole big story.
Mm-hmm.
And he moved over to YouTube with, a lot of people obviously watching it because they wanted to to see if he would say anything about his ban, which he did, but we still don't have an official reason for it yet. So we'll talk about that whenever that comes up, if it comes up. But I like Shroud more than Dr. Disrespect anyway, which is why I didn't base this topic on Dr. Disrespect. So yeah, 500,000 people showed up to watch his Twitch stream. He was responsible for 80% of the Valorant viewership that day.
Phew.
Ridiculous.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, well,
that is insane.
You know what? He's a damn good player, so I wish him all the success. I'm glad he's back. I was just thinking he was just going to wait for the right opportunity or something. Take a little break, whatever he wants to do, recharge his batteries. It's okay. I knew he was coming back.
I mean,
but it was
realistically, he could have taken a lot longer break than he did. I mean, if the reports are true, he's got it. I mean, provided he hasn't blown his money. This you gotta preface it with that. Provided he hasn't blown his money, he should not have to work the rest of his life. Like literally.
Not if he's smart.
you get a good accountant, a nice investment portfolio going. You are set.
Yeah.
For the amount of money that Microsoft paid him, and apparently, Twitch. He's exclusive on Twitch, so he's made a deal with Twitch too. So God only knows how much money he's made there.
Yeah, I don't like to think about it. It's money I don't have.
Yeah, I know. It's disgusting money. Anyways, I'm just glad that Shroud is back. I haven't watched him for a while, ever since he stopped streaming PUBG regularly, but I'm gonna have to hop on his live stream every once in a while. I just like the guy. He's a good dude.
Yeah. He's calm
and he's a darn good player.
Yeah.
100%.
He seems really down to earth and not like over himself. Like he's good, but he's not over himself good. Yeah,
exactly. He's not I mean, I know Dr. Disrespect is a character, but yeah. It's still too much for me. He's way too egotistical. Shroud is like the perfect balance of a darn good player and a down-to-earth human being. Yeah. And he deserves everything he's gotten. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, yeah. Let's move on to our last couple topics.
Alrighty, so something else that Shroud is good at. Fortnite got banned from Apple and Google app stores. and Epic is suing. So, Fortnite maker Epic Games has filed a suit against the tech giants that removed their game from the digital marketplaces. It is basically all over payment disputes, which does not surprise me at all. Right now, neither of them are allowing the users to download and install Fortnite on phones through their digital marketplaces. You could probably sideload the APK on Android pretty easily, so there's ways to get around that.
More than likely, yeah. I think that's originally how they had it on Android anyway, was you had to go to their website and download it.
Yeah, probably. But I don't... See, I'm not familiar enough with iOS to know if it's easily done on Apple or not, but...
Probably not. Not unless you're jailbroken.
Yeah, because, I mean, they've got that thing locked down.
Yeah.
So, the heart of the dispute is whether Epic has the right to include a direct payment service in its Fortnite app, circumnavigating Apple and Google payment systems and the up to 30% charge that they levy on each transaction. So, it also alleges, Epic's lawsuit, that is, that Apple has become a behemoth seeking to control markets, block competition, and stifle innovation. Apple is bigger, more powerful, and more entrenched, and more, pernicious?
Sure.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Than monopolies of yesteryear, Epic says in the lawsuit. Apple's size and reach far exceeds that of any technology monopolist in history. So they're mad because they tried to skirt around Apple's 30% fee and Google's, apparently. And I don't say I blame them, because that's a huge fee to have to pay on every single transaction.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised about Apple pulling it. I am a little bit surprised about Google, though, because Google's gotten... They have it, but they don't seem to actively try to force their different creators, app developers, to use Google payment services. They don't enforce it as heavily as Apple. They don't say, oh, you have a side way to get a subscription paid for, and you're going to cut out our 30%. Oh, that's okay. Whereas Apple will literally just kill your app immediately if you have any way to pay for anything that doesn't go through their payment services. So don't say I blame Epic in this case. I think it's a lawsuit that needs to happen. And then, related to that, they're not the only ones mad at Apple. Facebook is also objecting to their fees. So they're complaining about the 30% fee that Apple charges on everything that Facebook can sell, like gaming services and all their little other things that they like to add into thing. It's wonderful. Everybody's going to go after Apple for this. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't start a lawsuit at some point. What do you think?
I mean, I don't think it would surprise me, honestly.
Yeah.
Gotta love Apple, right?
Uh-huh. So, that's it. Lawsuits and delays. Wonderful.
Okay. All right, let's get into our discussion topics then. We'll start with mine. Related to the Xbox Series X and the Halo Infinite delay, what will entice people to buy the Series X now that Halo Infinite is delayed?
I think the biggest selling point that they could have is something that they've already incorporated and have actually made easier than anybody could have possibly seen coming. And that would have been full backwards compatibility with every single game Xbox has made
Mm-hmm.
over the last few generations, including, I mean, you could make the argument the original Xbox games, but at this point they're so old. I don't really know if that would be a huge selling point. That's a niche market.
Yeah.
But including all the titles from even the 360 era, there's still tons of them that you can include that people are going to absolutely love. And more, and especially so, the series, or not the series, but the 1S, the 1S, and the 1X. I'm gonna shoot Microsoft for the naming scheme one of these days. I'm so done with it. Why couldn't you just count 1 through 5? PlayStation made it so stinking easy. I don't know what else you have. If you're not going to have exclusives at launch, because Halo is an exclusive that people would have died for.
Oh yeah,
and
100%.
I don't think that they're going to be able to muster as many sales at the beginning, at the crucial holiday launch that they would have, given the fact that Halo's not going to be out now, especially with the economic situation that a lot of people have found themselves in thanks to COVID. I don't know what else you can do. You've already opened up the gaming platform. You're gonna have the ability to do the one games and stuff on the new one. So you've already done that. You just lost the biggest exclusive. Well, you didn't lose it, but you just delayed the biggest exclusive you could have possibly hoped to had. Diehards are going to use PC anyways. Me and you are considering the competition because of other exclusives. I don't see a way. I don't. What do you think?
Yeah, I right now, I think you're right. I don't think there's going to be a way that they're going to beat the PS5 this holiday. They've got Game Pass going for them, which is great. I mean, yeah. I'm sure that a lot of Xbox owners already have Game Pass because mean, it is a value.
Yes,
like 100% of a value. They did announce that all of the peripherals for the Xbox One would be backwards compatible, so you can use them on the Series X, like all your controllers and stuff. Although I don't think, I don't think they're going to be supporting the Kinect, which is 100% understandable. The Kinect was a piece of garbage.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to cry about that one.
No, I don't think they've released a Kinect game in the last 5 years, probably even longer than that.
Yeah,
so
it's not good.
Like you said, the backwards compatibility is a good thing.
But they've already done it.
Yeah. But, I mean, beyond that, I don't know. They don't really have anything going for them right now. They should have. They really should have lined up more exclusives for this. They've got a ton of studios under them. I don't know why they didn't have everyone working towards a launch title.
I don't know. There's so many things that they could have done. It's crazy. The only other realistic thing that I could see happening, and I don't see it happening given the fact that they're both using basically the same type of silicon, was somehow, some way, the Xbox engineering team gets a blowout performance value equation going for them, and it seriously outperforms the PS5. I don't see it happening though, because they both went the same route. They both went with AMD. So what can Xbox do that PlayStation's not going to be able to do?
The only way they would be able to outperform it is if the GPU is better, and we're not going to know until they both come out.
Exactly.
Realistically, so
unless they just slash the price, if you can't outperform it in performance, just slash your pricing. And I mean, they're probably already going to take a freaking loss on them as it is. And they typically do They try to go for... and I don't know if Microsoft will actually be able to do it this time. If they're going to allow the controllers from the one line to carry forward, you lose a lot of potential peripheral sales.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a huge margin that can be made up that they're not going to have. I don't see how they can force this as a huge loss leader unless they're just going to use all of the potential subscriptions to make up that lost revenue, the Game Pass, everything else that they've got going for it. Just let the software sell it and not care about the hardware at all and cut it a lot. I don't see where they can do it. I think Sony's got more of a chance to recoup any losses if they have any, trying to hit a price point. I don't see it happening though. Just another reason why I didn't buy any of them at launch, the last generation, and I don't think I'm going to this generation. In fact, I still don't have this current generation Xbox.
I mean,
I thought I was going to do it, and I never did.
There's no reason to now. You got the PC, and they started releasing all their exclusives.
The PC kind of killed it.
Well, the fact that they started releasing all of their exclusives on the PC was what killed it.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
all right. So, back to our previous discussion that we are now going to use as a discussion topic.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Apple is in a monopoly when it comes to their payment processing strategy on the App Store?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, I get that that's part of how they make their money, but at the same time, it feels like...
I feel like they're abusing their power.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. That's what it feels like to me, too. I hate to say it that way because, I mean, it is Apple's platform. It's not like they've guaranteed any sort of free speech or anything like that, and you have to adhere to Apple's terms and conditions in order to be on the App Store.
Yes.
But at the same time, 30% feels a little bit ridiculous as far as like payment processing fees goes. I mean, you have credit card processing fees on some websites, but those are in the order of like 1%, maybe 2% at the max.
3% max.
Yeah.
That's it.
Not 30%.
Not 30. And a lot of people might cite, well, you had Steam that took 30% cut. It's like, okay, sure, yeah, they did, but guess what? You didn't have to launch it on Steam. You could have developed your own launcher or something. And guess what? A lot of companies did. And they don't have to go through Steam. There are alternatives out there. Apple has made it to where you cannot use your own, even if you own a website or have other processing methods critical to your business.
There's no way to sideload your app on an Apple device. Absolutely exactly. No way.
So it's completely locked down. And the only way you can get it onto the App Store is to go through Apple and pay their payment processing fee. It's not even an option to use your own. You have to go through them, and it's for the security and experience of the Apple customer that they do it that way, supposedly. And I think that's baloney. At least Google will let you do it without it. Yeah, they offer it. If you want to use our services, sure. Guess what? It's 30%. Oh, but you can do whatever you want. If you have another way to do it, fine. Do it. Apple won't let you. They will take that app right off as soon as they see any mention. And that's the crazy thing. You can't even mention that there's other ways of subscribing to something or paying for a service in the app if it's on the App Store, unless it goes through Apple.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
That's
great.
something that I found really interesting when YouTube TV first came out, because I did subscribe to it when it first came out. My dad had an iPhone at the time, and I was like, "Oh, hey, I'm paying for YouTube TV. I can add you on to it." My dad, being a little bit tech illiterate, looked it up and saw that it was like, what was it? I think it was $40 at the time that I started subscribing to it. I think when he looked it up on his iPhone, it was 45. So they actually raised the price on the iPhone to subscribe to it.
Any guess why?
Gee, I can't imagine. Can't imagine that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if
They've been doing it for a long time. YouTube
Yeah.
TV's been out for a good year, 2 years, something like that.
exactly.
So,
Yeah, there's lawsuits that need to happen.
mm-hmm.
That Epic lawsuit, I don't understand what's going on with Google on that, to be completely honest, because I know Google will let you do things differently, unless they're not letting Epic for whatever reason. Maybe it's a big enough fish that they feel like, okay, we're going to fry this one because it's worth the money.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody else is like, whatever, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Or
maybe.
something else is going on with that. I don't know. But Apple, yeah, start legislating them to crap.
Mm-hmm.
They either need to be broken,
100%.
and I hate saying that as somebody who believes that businesses should be able to do what they need to do to sustain themselves. There gets to a point where they approach on monopolies, and they have, I feel like, and it's time for it to end. And they're not the only ones either, but it's time to dish on Apple today, so they're the ones that get it.
Gotta love Apple, right? Apple is the best company in the whole world. That's why I have I guess I technically have one Apple product in my house, but that's it.
What's that?
Oh, her MacBook.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't use it though. It's a piece of garbage. Anyway,
You didn't hear that from us.
okay, so we're gonna move on to our last portion of the podcast, our trailers portion. So how this works, we watch the trailer, and we've got a little rating system. After we watch it, we let you guys know whether we would see it in the theaters, whether we would wait for a review, or wait for rental, or not see it at all. So that's our 4 ratings that we give it. It doesn't matter whether it's going to be like a streaming only thing or whether it's going to be Netflix only. We might amend the ratings a little bit for that if we notice it, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. So anyway, first trailer we've got is for A Call to Spy.
We're desperate for information about France. Churchill has asked us to create a secret army of spies.
This is a rudimentary operation.
Women will be more inconspicuous.
Make sure they're pretty.
For you or for the Germans? I don't believe we've met.
Virginia Hall.
We could set her up as a journalist.
Good Lord, Vera, she has a wooden leg.
Would you suspect this girl's a spy? Rumor has it you are the best wireless operator in the Women's Auxiliary Air Force.
Signaling is like music, there is a rhythm to it. I'm a pacifist, and they are teaching us to kill. They're training us to survive.
I like this a lot. I think this is really cool. It's such a good look into history that's often overlooked and not covered enough. And to be honest, it's probably because it involves women. And I hate to say that would be a reason, but people are assholes sometimes, and that's what happens. So
yeah, realistically, that's more than likely the reason that. I've never heard about this, so
I've heard about it, but it's few and far between.
Yeah, exactly. I would say probably wait for a rental on this one, I think. I'm not excited enough to go see it in the theaters, but it does look really good.
No, it looks like a really good movie, and I would have no problem seeing it, but I would not go watch it in the theaters.
Mm-hmm. All right. Our next trailer is for A Murder in the Woods.
Let's do this!
Dirty Cali nights, I still remember.
To my baby's birthday! No! Hey, let's go. Open the door. Didn't you hear the emergency broadcasting? Everybody's supposed to evacuate.
Thank God you're here. There's a killer on the loose. You came to protect us.
I came to get laid.
Oh, what kind of train wreck is this?
I was gonna say the same thing. It looks interesting, but it suffers from the same problems that if you didn't listen to our last episode, we did a special little thing at the end where the first trailer of the second, the terrible one, it suffers from those same issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Although I would have to say it doesn't fare as badly in my book. I would still
No.
I think I would wait for a rental on this one.
I'd see it. It's stupid enough that I'd want to see it.
Yeah.
I would not go see it in the theaters.
No. Mm-mm. Nope.
But it is stupid and funny enough. It made me chuckle. So
I mean, it's got Danny Trejo in it. I like Danny Trejo.
yeah. So wait for a movie rental on that for sure.
All right. Our next one is Rent-A-Pal.
Hi, I'm Carla. Hi, my name is Mary. Hi, I'm Susan.
Hi, I'm David. I'm 40 years young, and I live with my mother.
It's okay.
Good night, Mom. I'm looking for a deep connection, someone I can give myself to, completely.
Hi, I'm Andy. Thanks for being here today. I've been waiting for this moment for what feels like forever. To friendship. We're gonna get to know each other, talk about whatever you want, but more than anything, we're gonna have some fun. Too bad. And hopefully, it's the start of a beautiful relationship. What do you say?
Sounds weird, Andy.
Is it a stretch to say that it's a bit hard to understand while I have a mini stroke? What's going on here?
I mean, I don't know. I understood what was going on. It seems interesting.
Did you?
Yeah.
Explain it to me, please.
So he's got the videotape, and the videotape talks to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
what
it?
more is there yeah, that's it.
Why is he going full-blown psychotic?
Because it's probably starts messing with him. Like it turns on when he's with the girl or whatever.
So there's no, like, paranormal malicious activity going on with these tapes. It's just he's losing his
I mean,
mind.
it might be paranormal. I don't know. I don't know how else it would work.
See? Then it's hard to understand, because you don't understand.
I mean, I haven't seen the movie. That's what the trailer is for, David. Sheesh.
I don't know.
I'd
What do
have
you
to
think?
say this is another one that I'd rate for a rental for.
I'm going to use the wait for a review option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go half and half on this. I'd still probably see it, but I'd wait for a review anyway.
I think I'd need to know what it was about. And hear if it's good or not before I could commit.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Our next trailer is for Honest Thief.
I've robbed 12 banks in 7 states. I have a little over $9 million in cash. And no one knows who I am.
Federal Bureau of Investigation.
I want to turn myself in. I want to make a deal.
What kind of deal?
I hand over all the money I stole in exchange for a reduced sentence. It's important.
And what's so important about it?
I met a woman. I want to be with her for the rest of my life, without lying about my past.
Special Agent Hall, this is Special Agent Evans.
Where's the money?
The man is telling the truth. We can take this money for ourselves.
Let's do it.
Whoa, I'm turning myself in.
FBI, open up. What exactly is going on?
His real name is Thomas Dolan, former Marine, demolitions expert.
He needs to come clean. I'm not a bank robber anymore. With the murder one charged for killing one of their own. The feds will come after me and keep coming. If those 2 crooked cops are willing to kill another agent, what are they capable of doing to you and me? My girlfriend, she had nothing to do with this. Agent Evans, I'm coming for you.
Do what you have to do.
I must say, that man is getting much too old to be in these films, but I absolutely love it.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I would go see this in the theaters.
Yes.
1,000,000%. This looks so good. So good. But yes, Liam Neeson is getting way too old to be in these action movies. Good Lord. My man's going to be in his 80s and he's flipping out of windows and stuff. Good Lord. How old is he? I got to look this up. How old is Liam Neeson? He's 68.
Whew.
Good Lord. Well,
Good
I mean,
on him.
Good for him. All right. Our next trailer is for Chemical Hearts.
You are never more alive than when you're a teenager. Your brain is flush with chemicals that can turn your life into a story of epic proportions. And yet, by the start of my senior year, nothing interesting had ever happened to me. Then, something finally happened.
Hi guys, come on in. Grace just transferred here from East River. I think you'll make a truly dynamic editor-in-chief duo.
I'll help with editing and design, just not writing.
Hey, why'd you give up writing?
I was asked to write something about someone really important to me, but I just couldn't find the words.
It's funny, because I can't find the words when I talk, and you can't find the words when you write.
Have you ever had a girlfriend?
No.
Why not?
I don't know, I'm not really good at this stuff. I feel like I don't know anything about you.
I used to be good at socializing.
What changed?
9 months ago, car swerved coming around a bend and flipped. Come here.
You look,
Thoughty?
I was gonna say hot. Hey, Grace, just want to say hi. And that hope last night just kind of meant a tiny fraction to you as it meant to me. That was dumb. Are you all right? I don't know, like, how I'm supposed to help.
I'm messed up, Henry. I'm messed up. No, it's not when you realize you can't fix me.
There's a reason why, when every adult talks about young people, they can't avoid the truth.
Stop leading me on.
I'm confused, Henry. I don't know.
I know. I've known since, like, the very beginning.
That being young is so painful. It's almost too much to feel.
Young love. Isn't it amazing?
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a terrifying thing.
I have to say, I will see this movie when it comes out, but maybe it was just me, but like the first half of the trailer really felt like something was going to go terribly wrong and it was suddenly going to turn into a horror movie. Was that just me?
I don't know where you get the horror movie, but
it just the way that it was shot and like the music choice that they chose for like the first half, it really felt like something that was going to cut and then it was going to be like, oh God, I killed her, or oh God, she's dead, or oh, I don't know.
I get the feeling that something was going to happen. I'm not disagreeing with that. I don't know that I would go towards the direction you did with horror, per se, but I totally get where you're coming from, because it did feel like there was going to be like a huge tonal shift, especially right in the middle where he's on the phone reminiscing about the night before.
Yeah,
and I'm so ready for like, oh God, she died somehow, car accident, this, that, or Lord knows what, overdose, I don't know. And then it's happy and somber again. It's like, wait, what? That's not
it was
a little shift.
It was a little weird in the way that they structured the trailer, but I do have to say I'm looking forward to it. It looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, I agree. I would definitely see it. I don't know that I'd see it in theaters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this one would be a rental for me.
Though. Well, see, it goes on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. But if we're sticking with our rating system, I would wait for a rental.
I would wait for a rental, but since it's going to be on Amazon Prime, I'm totally watching it as soon as I can.
Oh yeah, 100%. When does it come out?
All right.
It doesn't say. Oh, August 21st. Nice.
Yeah, another week.
Okay. Our last trailer of the episode is for After We Collide.
The entire world is a collection of memoranda that she did exist and that I have lost her. This is our story, Tessa's and mine. We're like an addiction to each other with equal parts pleasure and pain.
You hurt me and I can't forgive you.
Tessa, I want another chance. I'll try, whatever it takes.
Hardin's your son, but he is not without his challenges. Is he sorry?
Excuse me, sir, can you hold the elevator, please? Asswipe! Tessa, welcome to Vance Publishing.
She makes quite the impression. Wow, Hardin Scott? I didn't peg you as a bad boy type. Let me ask you this. Are you in love with him?
You're never gonna trust me.
Trust you? Where has that ever gotten me?
I thought that things were getting better, but I don't know how to fix it.
There is no you're Tessa anymore.
This thing between you and Hardin, it's not gonna end well.
Whatever our souls are made of,
His and mine are the same.
there's no one else for me, Tessa. No one.
That's another different and interesting one that I'd probably go see, honestly.
Yeah, I'd say I'd go see it. This is a sequel to a movie, though. What was the first movie?
It's
Hold
a
on.
sequel?
Yeah. You didn't notice in the thing it said the second chapter or something?
I did notice that, and I just now noticed it the first time this time, but I didn't pay attention to what it... I didn't catch it fast enough.
Let's see. It's the sequel to the 2019 film After. Sure. Maybe we'll have to see the first movie before we see this.
Maybe.
Anyway, yeah. This looks interesting, especially considering it's got Dylan Sprouse in it.
Yeah. I was like, oh. I couldn't quite tell which one it was at first, and then I don't know why. I think the glasses threw me for a second, and then after I saw a shot without the glasses, it's like, oh, it's Dylan.
Yeah. I like his hair like that. I've only seen them with longer hair, but he looks good with the short like comb over.
Yeah, it looked good. I liked it. I've never seen the other guy though.
I'd say this is probably a wait for a rental for me though.
Yeah. I could see that. I don't think I'd go see it in a theater, but I would definitely see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I've never seen this guy either. Let me see what else he's been in. He was in Harry Potter.
He was?
Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Oh.
Oh, as Tom, he was Tom Riddle.
Oh! Okay, yeah, I do see that
Oh,
now.
he was, okay, he was Tom Riddle, one of the like, younger versions of Tom Riddle.
Yeah. No, I totally see that.
He really hasn't been in a whole lot. This is like the first... See, he was in After, and then After We Collided. He was in The Silencing, which came out this year.
So
and a couple of TV series, but that's it. Yeah. Interesting. He seems like a pretty interesting actor.
Cole that is in Riverdale?
Riverdale? I'm pretty sure that's Cole.
Is it Cole?
Riverdale Sprouse. Let's see.
That's one way of
yeah, Cole Sprouse.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Dylan, that's the only thing that Cole's in right now.
Interesting. Okay.
Dylan has been mostly doing movies. Did you see the last movie Dylan did?
What was it?
Maybe it wasn't the last movie that he did. Let me see what it was called. Dismissed. Did you see that?
No.
It was.
Is it good?
It's a really good movie. Nicole and I watched it a while ago. It's
Okay.
It's basically Dylan Sprouse playing this straight A student. He's supposed to be super duper smart.
That makes sense.
This teacher that he ends up getting into a class that this teacher teaches, and this teacher kind of shows him that he's not all he cracked up to be, which kind of angers him. It's a really, really interesting movie where Dylan plays the bad guy. So yeah, you should watch it. I'm not explaining it very well at all, but it's good.
Between them two, I could honestly probably watch anything they do. I don't... Freaking Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was childhood, so...
Yeah. I feel you there.
Doesn't take much to want to watch something that they're involved in.
All right. Well, I think that's where we're going to leave this one. Thank you guys so much for listening. Be sure to leave a rating on whatever podcasting platform you happen to be listening on. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for listening to this episode of Podcast Period. This episode was hosted and produced by Ben and co-hosted and edited by David. You can contact Ben on Twitter at BenPlaysVidges. That's BenPlays, VIDYAS. And you can contact David on Twitter at Car6by16. If you'd like to chat with us about any of the topics on this episode, you can hit up the show at Podcast Period on Twitter, or shoot us an email at podcastperiodpodcast@gmail.com. We also have a new website that has launched featuring new articles written by us, as well as links to all the episodes. Please visit that at podcastperiod.com. Want to do more for the show, but aren't sure how? We have a Patreon for that. For as little as $1 a month, you can get early access to episodes and so much more, and support the show while doing it. Just go to patreon.com/podcastperiod. Do you love sci-fi movies and shows? So do we. That's why we created the podcast from Planet X, a podcast where we analyze and discuss your favorite pieces of sci-fi media. Check it out at the link in the show notes. That's all for this week. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
This was a Nerdgasm Podcast production.
Well, that was another in a long series of regrettable life choices.
Served at nerdgasmpodcast.com.